So ample opportunity to make money on both these games today, and to guide us with their advice on how to maximize our earnings, we now welcome in the Wizard of Oz, Kenny White, and wagering analyst, Tim Doyle. Tim, before we get started, just quick update on Chicago Joe. How's he doing?
He's about an 8 out of 10, so I appreciate you asking. Are we sending him to school on Monday? Absolutely. See you later, buddy.
All right, so that's good news out of the gate. Let's start with the game this afternoon between the Bucks and the Celtics. The Bucks staged that remarkable comeback in Game 5, but the Celtics made sure it didn't happen in Game 6. Now they face a tough out in Boston. Kenny, you're inside the numbers and this line, so which side are you falling on here?
Yeah, I'm going to lean to the Bucks, and I say lean because I made the game 3. I made the Celtics a 3-point favorite. And that's adding in home revenge from losing the last game at home. And, you know, I've never really gone back over the years to see. It's worked for me in the playoffs because zigzag theory definitely works when you do it right. And this series has been zigzag all the way. These teams have alternated wins every game so far in this series. So it has worked in this Boston-Milwaukee series. The Bucks without Middleton has been a big key. The series would have been wrapped up and would have been over with already because with Middleton, the Milwaukee Bucks are the better basketball team. But without, the Celtics are the better team. Home court advantage today, but again, a lot of pressure at home. It's very hard to finish out a series. Game 7, it's going to be very low scoring. 4 of the 6 games have already gone under the total. I think with a lower scoring game and getting 5 points, I got value with the Bucks. I think Tim thinks a little differently, though, don't you, Tim?
No, there's a way for us both to win because I had the Celtics winning this series. I laid 200 before the series started, but I'm not laying all those points in this spot. Now, if you don't want to bet the Celtics on the money line and lay, 200 or more, I get it. Throw it in a little parlay action. But Kenny said it best. With no Chris Middleton, it's clear the Celtics have more offensive weapons than the Bucks. So for the Bucks to go out there and win this game, what has to happen? Well, Giannis has to have 40 and Drew Holiday has to be great. Well, isn't that what happened in Game 6? Wasn't that the opportunity for Milwaukee, if they're winning a dramatic Game 5 in Boston, to come home and shut down the Celtics? Well, they kind of got beat up, especially in the fourth quarter where Jason Tatum was amazing. He went out there and had 46 points. This reminds me a lot, and I'm going to go NHL style, of the Kings had the Oilers on the ropes. And then they had a game in the third period where it was 3-3, and you were like, all right, this is it. Like, here's the Kings' chance. That was the Bucks' chance. Now, saying all of that, I'm not going to lay points in a Game 7 where clearly it could be a low possession, low scoring game, but I picked the Celtics before the series started, and Jeremy, I'm not shying away.
Okay, well, after losing Game 6, Giannis was asked after the game about a Game 7, and he just said, oh, good old Game 7. Beautiful. He delivered the first 40-point, 20-rebound playoff game since Shaq back in 2001 in those finals. So what are you expecting from Giannis today in terms of a prop, TD?
Clubber Lang said, what did you expect pre-fight against Rocky Balboa, the first fight? And he said, pain. I expect Giannis to put the pain on the Celtics again. How do you not? He's just so wildly consistent. And the prop that I always stare at, I am in love with, if I had emojis, it would be the emoji with the heart eyes. Giannis over rebounds. Giannis over rebounds, just, he's going to get 10. So it's like it's like betting a speed horse in a horse race. You get that thrill, the quarter mile, the half mile mark. Oh, by the way, in the series, he's averaging almost 14 rebounds in the series. Oh, and last game he had 20. He had 20 freaking rebounds. So he's going to get 10, Kenny. Giannis rebounds over. I think it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, this is a Game 7, and I think it's going to be very low scoring. As I said, 4 of the 6 games previous went under. Now, looking at Giannis, I'm using the points, rebounds, and assists, and I'm going under the 54.5. The last 4 games, he's had 62, 57, 54, and 70. You know what? 3 of those games were in Milwaukee, 62, 57, and 70 Milwaukee. The games in Boston, 49, 44, and 54. They did a 54 in the last one, but that still went under this number. It's just asking so much out of one player. If he gets 30 and 15 rebounds for Tim and 8 assists, I still get under 54.5. Wow. So that's just such a big number to get over. Under the total, under the points, rebounds, and assists.
Well, and when you look at Giannis, too, you have to go and look at Jason Tatum for the Celtics. He went shot for shot with the Bucks in the final quarter of that Game 6 to help send them to the series finale back in Boston. Kenny, he hits all the big baskets. So when you look at Tatum in terms of a prop for Game 7, what are you looking at?
I was very surprised when I, looked at Tatum's props, and his points are 30.5 today. And his points, rebounds, and assists were 37.5. I had the points right on, and I said, why is it only 37.5? He's averaging 41, or median of 41.5 in the playoffs, a median of 42 versus the Bucks, and he's slightly higher at home. I don't understand why his points, rebounds, and assists is only at 37.5. I think it's a mistake. Go over the 37.5.
The first time I met Kenny White was in Los Angeles this year for the Super Bowl. And I got off the elevator, and what do I see? Just the back of a former minor league baseball player. You could tell he was an athlete because he had like the big back, right? But I didn't see his face, Jeremy. So I just went, Wizard, is that you? And then we talked, and he touched me on my shoulder, right? And it was like a passing of the torch. Like I felt like the vibes were passed through me. That is what is happening right now in the NBA. Best offensive player in the NBA, Kevin Durant. Who did he get knocked out in the first round by? Jason Tatum. And now when we start talking about the best offensive player in the NBA, from a straight up, like, give him the ball, get out of his way, go get a bucket. He's not a household name, guys, but you start kind of looking at the numbers and obviously what he did. He outplayed the best player in the NBA on his home floor in a closeout game. Like, that game changes things. It changes the perspective of Tatum in the NBA. Maybe he is right now the best offensive player in the NBA, and it just hasn't become like known. Like, we're watching it in the process right now. So Kenny's going over his point prop and rebounds and assists. I am going to go over his scoring prop. He had 46 last game. And when he touched me, Jeremy, it was like, when you're watching like 3 a.m, like when you get like the hand on the face, and like that's what it felt like. The power was transferred to me, Jeremy.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, Kenny, I guess good for you for passing the power over, and Tim's obviously feeling it, so that's good. So, I mean, if the Bucks are going to win Game 7, it all starts with slowing down Jason Tatum. You'd have to think about it. I mean, you mentioned Giannis had the 44, Tatum had 46. Giannis had 30 field goal attempts, Tatum had 32. Giannis had 4 turnovers, Tatum had 2 less. So when you look at those numbers, obviously slowing him down is a big thing. They've done a relatively good job on him throughout the series, but now he's rolling. So let's go all on the line here. Kenny, what's your top play on the line today?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very close game, down to the wire. Giannis will keep his team in the game. It's going to be very low scoring, points at a premium. I have to take the 5 here. I think it's going to go right down. The team who makes the last shot wins this basketball game. That's how close it's going to be all day long. Milwaukee +5 is my best bet.
I may play a middle in this game because I tend to agree with Kenny, but I'm in bed with the Celtics. Thought the Celtics would win this series, so I'm going to bet the Celtics on the money line. I may take 5 with the Bucks, maybe jump in live if I can get them at +8 or +10. I love betting middles. I mean, you want to make my nipples hard, is hitting a middle. Like, you just feel so smart. Yes, I've won both bets. I was able to hedge. I am the biggest hedger in the history of gambling. And who do I go to, Jeremy, when I want to hedge? I go to Kenny White. I go, all right, they offer me a cash out here. Do the math. I just see Kenny there. Like, it's almost like a stenographer at the courtroom. Like, he's like this little, and then he blurts out a number to me, and I'm like, amazing. I'm going to either ride it or I'll take the cash out. I just think the Celtics have just too much scoring. And in a close game, who's going to get hard buckets? I trust the Celtics have multiple guys, and Smart's been a difference maker. Give me Boston on the money line.
Kenny White and Tim Doyle talking Game 7, Bucks and Celtics. Let's recap the all-on-the-line picks in terms of their Game 7 selections. Kenny White, Bucks at the +5. That'll get you -110. Giannis under his points, rebound, and assist prop, and Jason Tatum to go over points and rebounds at 37.5. Tim likes Celtics on the money line. Giannis to go over 13.5 rebounds. It's the gift that keeps on giving because he's going to get at least 10 according to Tim. And Jason Tatum over the 30.5 points. And the all-on-the-line picks. Kenny's going with the Bucks at +5. Tim likes Celtics on that money line. All right, gents, as you know, Game 7s are the moments that the best come to cherish, the moments that can build a legendary career and make a rich man even richer. Kenny, give us your top Bucks-Celtics parlay for today.
Yeah, I'm going to use a same game parlay. And I mentioned yesterday, Hakeem, I usually don't do these because you can't bet them in Nevada. And anybody outside the state of Nevada should be betting these every single day. Correlate as many possible props as you can together. And mine's going to be the Bucks. You know, I'm on them +5. I like under the total. 4 of the last 6 have gone under. Yesterday, the NHL, every game flies over in the NHL. They get to game 7, all 3 go under. Props to Todd Furman. He hit his 3-team parlay yesterday, first period under in all 3 games. So mine, the Bucks plus the points, under the total. And if the Bucks are going to win and stay close, Jaylen Brown's got to go under his number, and Drew Holiday has to go over his number for the Bucks to be successful today. Bucks and under, Jaylen Brown under, Drew Holiday over his points.
Yeah, 11-1's got some nice odds. I'm not going to give you the same fruitful parlay, but I'm going to give you maybe a safer parlay. I like the Celtics. I picked them in 7. I think the difference is Tatum's the best offensive player in the NBA, coming off 46 points in game number 6, but he's getting help. Marcus Smart, last 3 games, I bet him over on his points prop. 18, 15, 21. I don't know, but 14.5 seems under that number. Last 3 games, he's gone over that number. And then Giannis. It's like I wake up in the morning, I have an adult onesie. I walk out to my family and I go, it's Giannis over rebounds day. Like it's Christmas for me. Go over on his rebounds prop. He's a lot to get 10. It's just a matter of does he get those other 4.
Tim Doyle and Kenny White giving us, I don't want to picture you in a onesie. Tim Doyle and Kenny White giving us the picks for Bucks and Celtics Game 7. Tips off at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time this afternoon in Beantown. So here are their same game parlays for you. The way that Kenny's laying things out, Jaylen Brown under prop, Drew Holiday over prop, and then the Bucks at the +5, which we've already talked about, and to go to the under. A great point. Game 7s certainly do typically come under because you're just a little bit more nervous when it comes to that. And you look at Doyle's parlay, it gets you +485. $50 bet on these 2 parlays, going to get you just under $450 if they all pay out.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.